Hello and welcome back to Thoringer's channel. Today I want to show you the Gladius. The Gladius is a spacecraft you can get for $90 in the package with the AirView Hangar and 6 months of insurance. And it's segmented between the 325A, which is the Origin Jumpworks fighter, and the Hornet starters, the F7C Hornet. So what do you get for it? Well, you get the spacecraft that is also in the training mission. So if you want to fly it and want to test it first, this is the one you can actually test the best, because you can fly the mission and ignore your commander for a little bit and try some things out if you want to really get into that. With $90, it's not the cheapest, but it's also not the most expensive. It definitely has a lot of potential. So what does it have? It has two fixed mount S2. It has a gimbal mount S1 in the front. Has pylon mounts, two of them S2, and an S2 shield. Then no additional equipment. It is a one-person craft, of course, and the power plant max size is S2, so it is a small fighter, but it definitely yields a punch. I liked it in the mission, I have to say. It is very maneuverable, very comparable to the 300 series, and it looks actually really good. They put a lot of detail into it, and let's look into the game about it. Here we are in the simulator, and the top speed that you reach fairly quickly, I'm already at top speed, is 240, and it is really maneuverable. It really takes corners well, and that's what you want to have for the fight from a fighter that you can do dogfights with. Let's see if we can land that thing without breaking it into pieces. So get down here, slowly accelerating still. I'm still honing my skills. Number 7. This time we're actually really on number 7. Last time we were on number 2. Looked at like a 7. Guess I didn't look right. And let's get down here. Alright, there we are. Let's get out of it and let's look around. It has the same kind of base design as the 300 series. Looks very much like a modern fighter plane, but of course it's a spacecraft. I like the gimbal mount here in the front. That is very similar to that on an Apache helicopter. It actually has also a Gatling gun. That's the ammunition you shoot. I think it's 400 shots of ammunition. Here are our energy weapons. This fixed mounted rail, and then the rockets. The rockets are actually attached with a mount, a real mount, not like on the 300 series in at least the last iteration, or at the Freelancer Dur, where the rockets are hanging somewhere in the air. Here they're really attached, and I really like it. It gives it a little bit more realism there. Then we see here the fuel access, and then the flares actually open, which is really interesting. So flare hatches are open. Other than that, looks quite solid. It does not have wheels, which is interesting, as a craft that can easily go through atmosphere. At least that is how it looks like, because it has intakes and it has also that breakable glass up there where that seat could go through in atmospheric emergency situations, because you need a parachute, of course. In space you don't, but you definitely need that in atmospheric flight. So let's go back in and get it off the ground. So systems all started, and up we go. Sometimes I like to do a little test here. I like to fly through one of these beams to see how well it actually, the shield protects your spacecraft. So full speed once through, and what happens? Well, engines are out, most of the systems are down, but much like with the Hornet, you actually survive it, and you can bail out of your spacecraft. That is of course for the persistent universe, not so much for the dogfight. In the dogfight you're done, there's nothing else to do. You can, however, exit your ship and just look if a friend can pick you up with the multi-crew ships, and you can go into a turret or something like that. So there is alternatives when the persistent universe is going, especially in missions, that might be very helpful. So let's look back into the hangar then. Here it is. It looks somehow darker in here than it does in space, but other than that it looks pretty nice. Looks like an airplane cockpit here in the front. You can see the parts where the glass is supposed to break through in case you bail in atmospheric settings where you need a parachute, and the seat will basically shoot through the glass because otherwise you wouldn't survive it. Yep. See the position lights. Everything is a little bit dark now in this hangar, sadly enough. And well, that concludes our review of this spacecraft, and I hope you liked it. If you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't like it, well, give it a comment and tell me what I can do better next time. Until next time on Thoringer's channel, and please subscribe if you didn't do so yet.